Hmm. Okay. The U.S. has bombed Iran. Now, I have had a lot of people. Well, no, I'm not going to say a lot of people. I was accused of anti Semitism because I criticized the Israeli Palestinian conflict, war, whatever you want to call it. In a country that boasts itself on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and will boast itself on following a lot of the teachings of Martin Luther King Jr. I mean, and you hear all races quoting Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., particularly color of the skin, content of the character, disagree without being disagreeable. Um, they say these things as though they really, really sincerely believe it, but when the rubber meets the road, no one really changes, nothing really changes. Um, in 2025, we can't talk stuff out. We can't negotiate stuff out. We can't barter. We can't trade. We can't do business and everybody goes home. We still have to be violent in 2025. And we also will accept things that just doesn't make any sense. Trump said that this was a coordinated effort between the United States and Israel. Fine. Partners for a long time. Why did you bomb Iran and not Palestine? Israel has been in one of the bloodiest wars in recent history. Why is the US involved now? Any threat to Israel, if Israel is our financial partner or regional partner or national partner, we should defend them when any threat comes. Why now? This is where we have to think. This is history and politics. What's different from a threat from Iran than a threat from Palestine? Especially, Palestine breached Israel's territory. Now, I look at the language that's being used. Um, that they car bombed Americans. If they've car bombed Americans, and that's why we attacked them. What does car bombings have to do with nuclear bombings? I'm just saying, listen to what people are telling you. This is history in real time. This is a historic event because I was looking for a declaration of war. This is because you bomb somebody, because you attack somebody, that is not a war. Vietnam was not a war because it was not declared by the president. The war on drugs is a real war. Vietnam was not. The war on drugs is. It was declared by a president. Now it's declared on the American people, but that's an entirely different thing. Number one, what do you think Iran's going to do? Now, I understand we have probably, I think the only competition to our military is China, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me in the chat if I'm incorrect. But I believe, and I don't even have my phone to check it. But we are not impenetrable to attack, though it does not happen often. I mean, before 9/11, Pearl Harbor was the only time the United States was attacked. And it's a question if that was a real attack, if it was an excuse for the United States to intervene. So I don't want the public to miss these red herrings. I don't want you to look back at this historic moment and go, wow, I was just listening to what the president said. I really didn't think about the fact that Israel has been in a bloody war for years. The United States didn't move. I mean, they gave them money, which we always have, but they didn't have our planes, our military people, and then we take credit for it. Something's up. Something's up. What? And I don't claim to know. I'm a historian. I am not a politician. But I know if you're my people and somebody's attacking you and I'm going to come to your aid, I'm going to come to your aid no matter who's attacking you. And if I'm bombing you because you've done roadside bombs that have killed 1,000 Americans over what period of time I haven't disclosed, or how recent this was. But if you did car bombs, why did I blow up your nuclear stuff? Andy said, we blew up 3, there's more. Why didn't you bomb all of them? This just doesn't make a lot of sense. And the fact that it's not adding up, I'm going to move that to the side. When will we evolve beyond violence? When? And I understand violence is, if we're going to talk about Dr. Martin Luther King, violence is the language of the unheard. But violence is also the control method of the empowered. And this is not the unheard. This is not after a series of talks and negotiations with Iran that there was imminent danger to the United States of being bombed by nuclear bombs. We would have heard of it. He just got to be president. That would have come up. Hey, we're supporting Israel because this threat is imminent to us. It would have come up. It didn't. How many times have wars been made or police actions or something to take people's mind off of something? There are a lot of people protesting around the world. Around the country. And that no king stuff, that's not black people. Now, granted, they can't vote. They can't vote him out. He can't be president again. But now it's about control. It's about the party wanting to keep control of the narrative. And poor white people, it's the core of this country's labor force and always has been. Well, I can't say always has been because we had slavery. But post probably always has been, because our slave population never outnumbered poor whites. From indentured servitude, even through slavery, most white people have been poor in this country. And through legislation and through um, economics, a slight advantage over the most disadvantaged keeps poor whites feeling advantaged. But the bulk of our labor force has always been poor whites. That was our factory workers, those were our steel workers, those were our union workers, those were our farmers, those were our laborers, those were our craftsmen. That's the bulk of the people that make the world go, make this country turn. And historically, that has been a group since Bacon's Rebellion that has been controlled through racial programming, through um, politics, through religion, and has been a successful victim of divide and conquer. And there have been a few times that the poor whites recognized what was being done to them. Um, Revolutionary War, Civil War. I'm trying to think of some other internal uprisings that, because when, and I've said this historically, when Native Americans are upset, if they're not fighting to the death, they go to court. Natives will fight, but larger of the time, what's going on, cuz? Um, they will go to court, just like with the Trail of Tears. They went to court, of course. Andrew Jackson just ignored them. Didn't Americans did what they wanted to do anyway. Black folk, we're gonna sing, we're gonna pray, we're gonna march. When white people get mad, somebody's dying. They go to war, they tear stuff up, they attack. I guess the most recent example we had of that was January 6th. So I'm just saying, ask questions and listen to what's being said. What is being said doesn't make sense. You don't bomb nuclear facilities that you've known where they were for decades, because car bombs have been a part of terrorism for who knows how long. That doesn't make a lot of sense. And if you're bombing them for things they did to America, why did you need to partner with Israel to do it? Why did it have to be a coordinated effort between Israel and the United States? Why hasn't America interjected themselves, other than the fact that Biden was president, sooner? Why didn't it's June? He's been president since February. Why now? Why today? And why not Palestine? It's about money. What money? Are they going after oil again? What are we doing? But I said when I began history and politics, I told everybody, I said, this era, this presidency, this time period, these years can very well have a title. If they try to carry out Project 2025, this is going to be a period that historians analyze and really go back to. It's going to have a name. It will be some type of renaissance. It's just being done so incompetently that it's not catching. But the fact that poor whites are upset and going in the streets, you're seeing these No King protests. It's not a black face in the crowd. Yeah, we've gone into countries before. I think it was Iraq. When we bombed Iraq and did all that stuff for weapons of mass destruction under Bush 1. It wasn't anything there. And you know what the country told us? Oops. We sent our military there, our soldiers to die, get hurt, get PTSD, and all we got is oil. And the Bush family was highly invested in oil, and the vice president's family was highly invested in oil. And all we did was got them richer. But there were no weapons of mass destruction. And they didn't say that they even had nuclear weapons, the place that Trump said they bombed. They said that there were nuclear facilities. So they didn't say we blew up weapons. Really listen and really scrutinize. But more important, like I said, there's only one Trump. Watch all of the Trump, the conservatives and the liberals, and watch how they spin this. And just see what a farce this is, what a game this is. And then look at it through the historical framework that we talk about. And the only thing that's new is the history we don't know. And I'm not claiming to know, but I am telling you, this is historical. And what I'm listening for is a declaration of war, because we don't have to just declare war on Iran. Iran can declare war on us. And 9/11 is within most of our lifetimes. What was that? 2000? 2001? People can attack the United States. It can happen. It just hasn't. What if they're prepared? Because the president of Iran said it would be a good idea for them to do that. It would be a good idea for any of us. Now, what's his name? Let me see. What's the guy's name? Iran's foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, the foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi. So I wouldn't do that. So we'll stay posted on it. And again, like, share, and subscribe. And leave me a comment.